Have you completely given up and have resorted to make Uncle Ben's rice in the microwave every night? Are you not sure how to get these white grains of rice perfectly tender and not overcooked or crispy? Well, let me show you two quick and easy ways that you can make fresh rice at home. Now, one question that you might have is, should I wash the rice or not? The answer is not quite simple because it depends on where the rice is sourced from. Some regions mandate that the rice is pre-sifted and pre-washed prior to packaging, while some don't have those rules. Personally, I use Basmati rice that comes from a bag like this. It's some sort of cloth and it's imported from India. Now, because it's a cloth bag, things can crawl into it and crawl out of it. You don't know. So we wash rice to make sure that if there are any impurities, any bugs that are crawling through the rice, as soon as you add the water, any impurities or bugs will float on the top of the water and you can easily get rid of it. Also, it helps get rid of excess starch in the rice. For things like sushi rice or basmati rice, you don't want to have too much starch or the end product will not have separated grains and have the pleasing texture that we all love about rice. The rice would end up being sticky instead. Now, I don't have the patience to do it 10 to 15 times. In my experience, 4 to 5 times is enough to get the rice perfect. So, this is the steamed method. So, wash your rice, add some water, and bring it up to a boil. You can add some whole spices like cardamom, star anise, or cloves at this point as well. You can even put cumin seeds to make a steamed version of a cumin or jeera rice. I don't have a cover, so I'm going to cover it with a plate, and as soon as it comes to a boil, turn the heat down to low and just let that cook. And after a few minutes, remove the lid to check if it's done. Usually it should take about 7 to 12 minutes. I never really actually time it. You just smell it and I just go by that. And there we go. That looks perfect. And that's all that it takes to make rice. You don't need any special equipment to make rice. Rice in a pot, steamed, perfect, and ready to go. Now let me show you a much easier method where you don't have to do any math while making rice. This is the boiled method, and as the name suggests, that's all you have to do. You boil the rice, once it's cooked, you strain it, and that's it. So the rice here has already been washed from the previous step, but in this case, I'm just going to fill it up with about 3 times the amount of water. It doesn't really matter. Just fill it up and make sure it's not too little. And now, turn the heat up to high and bring it up to a simmer. Again, you can put whole spices and salt, any seasoning you want at this stage. The rice is starting to look good now. Taste it. Make sure it's to your liking. The key here is as soon as it's perfect, you want to take it off the heat and strain it and get any excess water out. Now the trick here is there is no way you can get all of the water out while standing in front of the sink with a strainer. You want to do other stuff as well. So as soon as most of the water has strained out, transfer the rice back into your pot and cover it and just let that rice sit for 5 to 10 minutes. And don't worry, it's not going to get overcooked because I found that this rice was much better than the steamed version, which is pretty cool because I always use the steam method, but I might just use the boil method from now on. The only risk being that if I do forget that my rice is on, I risk overcooking it because there's more water than what's actually required. And that's all that there is to it. There is no excuse for you to use Uncle Ben's or any microwavable rice. Rice is best when you make it fresh. It's not that hard as you saw, and you can do so much with this. You're not stuck with pre-made spices which don't taste as fresh, pre-made dried ingredients. You can do so much with this rice and be prepared for more recipes for rice, starting with a cumin rice pulao in the coming few days. If you want to check out that video, be sure to hit subscribe and hit that bell icon so you know when that video drops. I'm going to link my website down below where you can find detailed instructions and more information about cooking rice. There I also talk about arborio rice, calrose rice, and other small and medium grains rice and how the ratio of water to rice goes. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.